second. Remember, folks, no more politics, just comics.
Yeah,
just comics.
And just to finish the conversation, and that's when she put down the jug.
That's right.
So there you go.
Put that jug down. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. Come on in. Let's run a little business while we're waiting for people to wake up here. I have a trailer.
Ah, a trailer.
I have two trailers, actually.
Not a large one that you pull behind your car.
No.
Is it for sale or rent?
Trailer.
Yeah, rooms to rent for 50 cents.
Yeah,
all the kids are staring at the screen now, wondering what the hell we're talking about. Arrow Comics is proud to present to you the fast-paced vigilante justice as only. What is this guy dressed as? This is the Fool. This is the Fool from Arrow Comics, with great artwork by Chris Tyson, colors by Patrick Gamma, written and created by Randy Zimmerman. This guy runs around the city using practical joke weapons to fight crime, and the cops just want to get him off the street before he hurts somebody. You need to read this book. Available in its own individual campaign or part of Arrow Bundle number 2. Arrow Bundle number 1 is also available with the Fool campaign over at fundmycomic.com. Check it out. Oh, here we go. It's crazy buttons again. Here we go.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Figure I'd run that this morning, considering our green room conversation, in case it spills over.
Welcome. Away with it as well if it hadn't been for you pesky kids.
Exactly right. All right. Thanks, folks, for listening to this Comics by Night. Here we go with the official opening.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with feeling.
Once again, folks, this time with feeling. Here we go. Alex Toth by design. Russ and Glenn are here. We're right where we left off with Dr. Smith. The Lost in Space cartoon. Walking into Super Friends. The Rescuer Down Under, in which Alex heads to the land of G'day to supervise the Super Friends.
Wow.
You know, last week we were saying about the economy of line. If you look at that guy's face, on that Craig Robinson on the left, how you could draw somebody so handsome with no line work at all.
Oh, here you mean?
Yeah. Craig Robinson. Yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it? You know what I mean?
The Zachary Smith one, though, the top left.
Yeah.
Top left. How many lines on that face?
Yeah.
And he's absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need to know that. You could see that picture out on its own without any. If you were old enough, obviously.
Yeah.
And without out in the wild on its own, you'd know who it was straight away. And it's just incredible.
Yep.
Just so well done.
And we said last week the way he doesn't. Nothing is static, is it? The way he's walking and he's posing, isn't it? And he's even drawn the back of his head so you can see the sort of horns on his hair. You know,
everything is full of life. I love his writing as well.
His lettering.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yep. Bill Hanna had a credo: work expands to the full time allotted for it. So he pushed hard and to ramrod work through the studio. From the April contract signed signing week in New York City network offices. We started late and behind, always. He got us all worked and twitchy and productive, overheated. We hit the ground running, stumbling a lot too. Amen.
It's great, isn't it?
Still, the avalanche of demands for such shows from the major networks forced Hanna-Barbera's hand. The boom hit big, hard, long, and all the animation old-timers in Hanna-Barbera hated this stuff because it robbed the medium of its cartoon fun. It took a while for me to appreciate their meaning, but I did. They were right. Too much ugly stuff, poorly conceived, produced, clunky, humorless, banal, comic book-ish, mindless series were and still are forthcoming from Quest's breakthrough approach. Only WB, Fox TV's animated Batman, has first-rate performance levels by its production team to set a tone of low-key realism, dramatics, which is a fine example of what Doug Wilde's Quest tried so hard to do, but was frustrated from it by the H&B studio system and chain of command woes in the control of all finishing styles, tone of the show.
Yeah, but that Batman show was just the best, I think.
Definitely, I'd consider it one of the touchstones in American imagination or animation, no doubt. Absolutely.
It's up there. It's up there. Just being, it's cultural. It's
just like Super Mario Nation for you guys.
Yeah. I suppose it is that maybe even more so. There's just something about that Batman series. They call it's the best version of Batman ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which way you turn it around, how many artists draw Batman in the comics or whatever. And there are, obviously you would suggest there is maybe objectively finer art and better art maybe in the comics. But even when they drew that way and did a comic version of the series, there was just something special about it. But the animated series was without doubt in my mind the best version of Batman, followed closely by Tim Burton's first Batman and then Nolan. Just and it's very close between those two because they're very, very different, very different representations, but both really pure as far as the representation of Batman as a character.
Yeah.
But the animated series just did everything. It did everything. It caught the comic feel as well as the integral aspect of Batman. It did Robin well, which nobody else has done. Just brilliant.
It was just really good all around. Yeah. And Denny and his production people there were phenomenal. The same thing with the Superman animated series.
Yeah.
Was like that, only in exactly the opposite. Metropolis was clean and pretty and like a city of the future looking, and Batman was just as crisp and clean as or Superman, I should say, was just as crisp and clean as Batman was. Had a completely different tone for the show.
Yeah.
And I know they were working on, they got really close to doing Wonder Woman as well.
That would have been good.
And
I bought the whole series last year on DVD.
Of
the whole box sets of Batman.
Of Batman,
the animated series, I just went and bought the whole lot.
Yeah. I think I've got that and the Superman Adventures of Superman show. I've only got one, I think maybe 2 DVDs of the Legion of Superheroes show that I thought was really a lot of fun. A lot more cartoony, but you can't take those characters seriously anyway.
I love this. Look at that on the left there. I wish I was brave enough to try and draw a comic book like that.
What, stripped down to nothing, or be able to
really strip down to nothing and then fill it with base colors.
Yeah.
I wish I was brave enough to do that.
That was C.C. Beck's theory about Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Just,
he
just
went
brilliant.
from
I mean,
a advertising clip art career to a
yeah.
comic career.
Well,
Quickly.
maybe that's something I can just like put in the list.
Yeah.
Because, obviously you and I are going to do something that's incredibly detailed and hardcore. And sort of Only Death Can Save Us book 3 will be somewhere in between, as you know, the style on that. Maybe I can do something else afterwards, but it's just so elegant.
And I don't think you would have seen the Batman animated series if you hadn't seen Super Friends first. I don't think you'd have seen Super Friends if there hadn't been a Superman, Aquaman, and a Superman Batman shows earlier than that from I want to say Schuster and Company. We're the animation house doing that. Guys who ended up doing Archie for many years.
Yeah.
But again, all stripped down here, all Robin.
That's
in the back.
But that's a sort of a, would you say a 19, 20-year-old Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost sort of night.
And here's as static and straightforward as you get, front side, back.
That's as close as you'll get to static from him.
It looks like the age that what's he called, that guy?
Burt Ward.
No, the Chris thingy with the Clooney Robin.
Oh, him, that
guy. Yeah. Was he about 23 then or something?
So about that, yeah, very early 20s, yeah.
But voiced by Casey Kasem.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Initially, Adam West, I think, was doing Batman to start with.
I love that Casey Kasem voice. It's just it was the sound of the 70s and 80s, wasn't he?
He was Shaggy too.
Yeah, he was Shaggy, and he used to do some kind. Did he used to do like a chart countdown as well?
Well, that's what he was really known for. Was his American Top 40.
And then
I'm Casey Kasem.
Yeah. Wasn't his voice? Didn't they use his voice in the press clippings part of Ghostbusters as well?
He was all over. Yeah.
Because
many years he did everything that he could.
Yeah, I mean, back in when I was a kid, like America was this mysterious thing. It's like it was Starsky and Hutch. It was the Dukes of Hazzard. It was a fabulous place where Disney World was a thing to behold, and
it's actually a magical kingdom.
Yeah, and voices like Casey Kasem's were just they were part of that mystique. They really were. And so when you heard that voice in a film or whatever, it's like, oh, this is special. And it's I don't know how much of it is growing up, how much of it is just realizing what life is really all about, and how much of it is the fact that the cultural divide has got so much thinner, and America and Britain seem to be cross-pollinating at such a degree that we're losing our own cultural identities. But it doesn't feel that way anymore. That America doesn't have that mysticism that it had when I was a child.
I had that opinion back in the 90s when I did some traveling, and it was a disheartening, not quite disheartening, but disappointing to me that every place was almost like every other place.
Yeah, everywhere was becoming the same. Yeah. Especially
McDonald's and Waffle Houses were all over, and
Yeah. I mean, the first time I went to Disney, which was like 1991 or something like that, it was still, on the road out to Universal was still just a road.
Yeah.
And there were cafes along the road, because this is the first time I'd been to the States. I'd been to Canada prior to that, but the first time I'd been to the States. So obviously you go to a tourist area like Orlando, and you're not going to see the real States. But there were little aspects of it because they hadn't yet been swallowed by the Universal and Disney corporate structure. And so we stopped off at a diner in it, and it felt real, like it was this massive steak that I couldn't finish, and pizzas were humongous. And then the second time we went, a couple of years later, I went out on the swamp, and we went with it wasn't like a structured guide. It was a guy with a boat. Do you know what I mean? He just had a boat. And he took us out, and it was great. And he took us places you wouldn't normally go.
Right.
And obviously being in Canada, when I was in Canada, it was, although I was in Toronto, which is obviously a big city, I was there with people I knew. I wasn't there on holiday. So it felt like you were living there. Do you know what I mean? And it's those places outside of the big cities. It's those places outside of the massive corporation, like the holiday spots and what have you. That's where you get real Americana.
Yeah.
Or in the UK when you go to small towns, okay, or villages. That's when you get real UK. You don't get it in cities anymore because all cities around the world are basically the same now.
Pretty sterile. Yeah.
Yeah. But back to the subject matter. This is fabulous.
It's two versions of Wonder Woman here. The one
I prefer the bottom one.
The one from the Golden Age.
Yeah, I do prefer the bottom one.
It's the Linda Carter influence.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of 70s hair there.
Yep, very much so.
Don't forget, that isn't Linda Carter influence because that's 1973. She wasn't in the show till 1977.
Yeah, I think this is comics influence.
Yeah.
If you think about what she looked like in the comics about then in the 70s, it was closer to that.
I didn't see those, so I don't know, but I believe you.
Well, there would have been. Would Neil Adams had a go, didn't he?
For what?
I would imagine he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he would have. He would have done some covers and stuff, and a lot. Then lots of that kind of era was far more feminine and of the time. I mean, that haircut is of the time, isn't it? Yeah. Of the late 70s, whereas the one above is, it looks
definitely
sort of 1939. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's why they didn't run with it. That's off of Peter's design as well. Might
very
go
strong jaw, though.
Days. Pardon?
It's weird that he's like. I mean, again, you can look at the way that he's presenting her face as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very strong jawline there, is like that top one, and yet he's softened it. It's not the same face with a different hair.
Yeah.
He's softened the face. He's designed it in a different way. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Aquaman, we love you, even if you are the worst superhero. What are you going to do, Aquaman? I'm going to call all my fish friends. Yeah, but the crime is on land. What are you going to do? Fish friends can't stop the bank robbery.
He should get some of those Titans men, shouldn't he? And the terrorfish. He should hook up with a couple of those guys.
I'm going to send one of these sharks after you. Yeah, in a car park. Well done, mate. It's lovely, isn't it?
Guess that's why they barbarianed him up later, huh?
Yeah,
because it make him look rougher than I don't just talk to fish.
I don't just talk to fish. I can walk on land. Quickly, somebody spray me with water. It's ever so hot.
Maybe you're seeing some of the life go out of his stuff, but suddenly we're getting really static front side back views.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he might have been this because it's DC. It may have been that he was even under even more strict regime.
Yeah.
He couldn't necessarily play with it. He had to like nail the look.
It says foreign studio work was erratic, substandard, and our Hollywood, USA, H&B systems and lingo had to be learnt by all for some coherent universality out there. Universality? God, what a mess. But somehow it got done. Eventually, Sydney, Australia was home for HB Properties Limited. Still, we jobbed out work to 2 large and small local studios to help out.
He got a cease and desist on this book.
Yes.
I don't know it was for the characters. I'm wondering if it was for what he says.
Yeah.
Might have been the combination of
the combination of the two. They've read some of that and gone, oops, no, we better pull this.
There's a picture of Toth here.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like Flash. Flash looks like evil Flash. Look at those eyes.
Yeah. It's a super friend you never saw, though.
Yeah, nice legs. Shame about the face.
Such a great character. Such a waste. After Jack Cole was done with Plastic Man, his stuff was just never the same.
He became definitely a funny character, didn't he? He was never.
Well, you can't do that and be taken seriously. Plus,
Well,
Jack
Reed
Cole's
Richards
style
did.
was very cartoony as well.
Yeah,
so.
but Reed Richards did.
Yeah, but they never
Reed...
his stretching ability was never center for a story.
Right.
You know, he couldn't reach up and completely rearrange his face as if it was made of Play-Doh. Which Plastic
he could
Man
just stretch his limbs about.
Reed never disguised himself as a giant rug or a file cabinet either.
No, he didn't.
Or run over to a helium containment center and stick his mouth under the spigot, turn the spigot on, turn into a Zeppelin that he went paddling around, flying after villain.
That side view of that Plastic Man in the center looks like that side view looks like my older brother when he was a lot younger.
There you go.
That's what it looked like without the glasses
and the neck.
I've got quite a few of the Cole archives. We should go over one time just for the lightheartedness of it and point out what he did, because Cole was really a one of those guys who was so bored he according to Art Spiegel, he kind of invented eye movement, direction and flow on a lot of the Plastic Man material that he did. It's rather, I never appreciated it until I read Spiegelman's book on it.
Right.
About how essential it was to the stories and how it literally pushed your eye along almost subconsciously.
That flash there looks like it's a real what you looking at, Willis, isn't it?
That you talk about, Willis.
Yeah.
Did you just fart? Look right there. You just fart.
You looking at me? Are you looking at me?
Same thing with Adam here. He's a little he looks a little stern here.
I think maybe he's giving him those eyes to make him look different from Atom.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And here it's obvious he's got his hands behind his back in order to hold it in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cough.
Now we're picking on his form when all of this stuff is amazing. Rima, the Jungle Girl.
Of course.
Of course.
I can tell she's a jungle girl because she's got
practically nothing on.
Practically nothing on, yeah. She's got nice, thick calves. So.
They did a short series, DC did, on her.
Right.
And tried to do a Sheena type character. It didn't quite take off. Only lasted maybe 6 issues at the most. Maybe less. It's Hawkman not flying. He's running here.
Right. He's got a pouch of mealworms in.
Hawk Girl, who I don't remember them using on the show. It was mostly all Hawkman, wasn't it? Or the two of them together. I don't remember 100% on that.
I've hardly seen any of these. I couldn't tell you.
The great Ted Knight is the main narrator. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. You listen to Mary Tyler Moore. That's the broadcaster on that show is the voice of Super Fred. Now we get into the crazier characters. Outside of looking at Rima before, here's Apache Chief and Black Vulcan. Black Vulcan they did because they didn't want to give Tony Isabella any royalties for Black Lightning.
Did they not like Tony Isabella or something?
They did not like Tony Isabella.
Right, okay.
For some reason, he was the story is he always kept track of his royalties, which is why they didn't like him. He would come out and go,
okay.
I saw Black Lightning here, 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 and here. You owe me at least this much.
So they stopped using it.
Yeah.
That's terrible, isn't it?
That's why he didn't join the Justice League until way later.
Yeah.
What, Tony Isabella was in the Justice League?
No.
That's a joke.
Oh dear.
He wished
he was Average Man.
Yes. He was unpaid royalty, man.
I can't think of anything about Tony Isabella that's average.
No.
No.
He's larger than life, without doubt.
Well, anyway. Samurai. The interesting thing about these characters, outside of the fact that he literally did them over a weekend, and I think there's notes in here that says something to that effect. I think that's where I got this. He always thought they Hanna-Barbera wanted a more international cast. So he went out and created Rima, Apache Chief, Black Lightning, and Samurai over a weekend and come in with the designs. And they said, yeah, okay, that works.
That'll do.
That'll do, Pig.
I think Alex must have had the same kind of weekends that Jack Kirby had. You know, they were 6 months long. Yeah. They did so much work over those 2 days on occasion.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a weekend, was it?
Yeah. It was like Lennon's Lost Weekend. It was 18 months.
Catwoman.
Did Catwoman have a whip?
Legion of Doom.
And a cloak.
And a cloak.
Yeah. Well,
couple of villains.
Giganta.
Yeah. That's not very flattering, is it?
Still, she goes in and out of the right places.
She does, yeah. Not my kind of gal, though.
No, takes all sorts.
I'm going to say, but, you know, that's okay.
Whereas Black Manta, woof.
Oh, well, yeah, well, now you're talking.
It's got a high neck there.
Yeah, what a guy. Has he got a helmet on, or is that really his head?
Yeah, he's got a helmet.
Right.
His face is in his neck there.
One. Yeah, his face is in his neck. That's just weird. That is a really weird cloak
strange
design. Yeah.
That's the way the character looked on the comics, though.
Yeah.
Actually, I think his head was a little bigger.
Is that an Aquaman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aquaman villain, and the only reason they made him African American is because there's black in his super villain title.
God.
Oh dear me.
That was one of those big surprises. He never took off his mask for years, and when he did, oh, he's a black guy. Well, no wonder. Black Manta, come on. Hey.
Let's make an issue of it, you know, quick.
Yeah.
I'm called White Aquaman.
Exactly. Good morning. Happy Easter, Marvy. Hope you're doing well. Just finally, I'll be able to see the show, and here we are just fooling around. I've tried to emulate that minimal style, but I wasn't able to do it. I use shadows instead. Michael in the house. Hello, everyone. Great to see the show. Thanks for tuning in, Michael. Deeply appreciate you. Aquaman can patrol the sea looking for drug dealers and whale hunters. And hey, Michael. Yeah. There is a great Superboy story that I remember, and I can't tell you who wrote it, but I remember the Nick Cardy cover was amazing. And the basic story was the first time Superboy met Aquaman as a teen, pulled him up on a fishing net, and he was upset that the people were out there polluting the waters at the oil facility he was trying to stop because it was hurting the local wildlife. It was a very environmentally conscious tale for the days back in the 70s. They did quite a bit of that social conscious stuff back then. Storyboards.
Awesome.
I was correct in lousy, unworkable boats from Hollywood. Pitch loud and clear.
Well, you don't have to worry about it now. They've got AI to do it.
Yeah.
By anyone who can think.
So go on.
Boards they're on. So I was restaging up to 75% of some boards just for the mechanics to be kosher. I was pissed, royally, something sloppy, thoughtless, unprofessionalism, giving me a problem I didn't need or have time for. Boards are all wrong. Let's redraw them. Yeah. You can tell he's working fast there. Directionals. That must have been a quick frame. Wow, that looks like it was done without any rulers and just real quick.
Yeah.
Done. Here we are. Nice quick jet right there. Really quick stuff here. Just to get the point across, the directionals down.
Still works though, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Even at his worst and quickest, he was coherent.
I like the way he draws the rough squares as well. He makes it all part of it, doesn't he?
Yeah. More sideways. We're getting a little tighter here. More directional boards and board resets.
So the studio were paying people to do storyboards, and when they were given to him, they were all wrong, so he did them again.
Yeah.
Did he get paid for that?
Yeah.
He was probably on salary by that point.
Right.
He just had to do it, or else the job would be horrible. Or a lot more difficult than what it was supposed to be.
It's called Design by Committee. I think Russ and I have run foul of that a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that 101 and 105 there. Isn't that fantastic? The silhouette. Restage page 6. Yeah, look at that.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, man.
The only difference is Batman's head's turned.
Yeah.
You can tell by the slits in the eye.
It's weird, isn't it? It's a scary shot.
Yeah.
This for kids?
Yeah. Oh, very much so. Not just for kids, but it was watched over by psychologists. And this is after the big hubbub about cartoon violence had sprung up, and this is back when Looney Tunes started being edited.
Oh, damn.
Look at the detail.
And have kids dropping anvils on, trying to drop anvils on roadrunners running by, you know.
Yeah.
That
Genghis. Go ahead.
Just brilliant.
Yeah, it's fabulous, isn't it? It's like he had a bit of spare 5 minutes to render it. He just wanted to do that. Now, I was going to say, I said it last week, you know, Genghis Khan was watching a lot of those things, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Being influenced by these films before he went out and murdered everybody.
I heard old Adolf took a liking to Snow White.
Well, she was a mass murderer, wasn't she?
Yeah. Running around with her little orgy.
Look at that, lifting up that tree. How good is that?
Yeah, look at the tension in his body there.
Yeah,
you can see that.
Not that Superman should have a trouble lifting a tree, but yeah, you know, they're fantastic. And that the foreshortening on this one here, just
brilliant.
Just amazing. Yeah. Nothing short of phenomenal. That was probably a really quick sketch for him, and for most people are just like us, who sit there in awe of the proportion and the foreshortening. It's just phenomenal. Soften.
That just made me laugh. On the previous page, that Superman flying where he's got the arrows. Which did they really think that might be flying backwards?
Yeah,
he couldn't take any chances.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember all those earlier production work he did showing people sword fighting so that it would at least look somewhat realistic.
Yeah. Even his rough stuff's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that Superman lifting that girder up. Fantastic. I don't like his symbol, though, that Toth draws for Superman. I don't think that works.
Yeah.
I think Kurt Swan's nailed that one.
It's,
more like a G.
It's the wrong way round as well.
That's an S.
That's an S.
Comes down and over and around.
Is it? Right.
Well,
it's just hard to spot.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's just roughing it in. I mean, at the end of the day, these are just roughs.
Literally, yeah.
He's not.
He spent more time detailing the train track here.
That guy there on the right hand side looks like he's blowing his nose, doesn't he? That tree.
Where?
Went under your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like a nose.
No.
Or something else more suggestive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Moving along. Yeah.
Oh.
Here we go again. Sideways.
Another robot.
Love the general up on top.
Yeah.
Sitting at his desk.
Any number of generals.
Yeah. Starting with George Scott in Doctor Strangelove.
Could be Ross.
Yeah.
Could be General Ross. Could
That's
be
right,
yeah.
Helicopter. Nice futuristic interiors here.
Yeah.
General, couple of regular occupational folks, sea captain, and of course a robot at the end.
Yeah.
A couple of robots.
Love it. Look at all that variation. Fantastic.
Yep.
That robot there, that sort of square thing, is really Lost in Space type, isn't it? You know, mid-60s, 50s type.
Both of them are, very much.
Everything was so much more interesting to draw, though. I mean, look at the uniforms. Look at that. Look at that guy. I presume he's a train driver because he's got he's got the hat on and he's got the big gloves. Train drivers don't dress like that anymore, and it's like that's what made comics fun as well. You know, all the little details and the styles and everything. Just everything seems so much blander now.
And at the same time, that also got us into a lot of cultural stereotype traps too.
Yeah, it did, but you know, it's still made for visual interest,
right?
You know,
what's just
if you look at bucket.
If you look at that, those Navy guys, it says, does it say the 12th of April? And it's what, the 7th today? So it's 50 years old next week, that drawing.
12 April 73.
Just a bit of trivia for you there. But
50 years.
Because he's put the dates on everything, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I really like the way, look at the guy to the right. The way the box where the guy goes through the box all the time, and he does that a lot. It's like he doesn't care that he has to destroy half of it by drawing a box. You know what I mean? It says model sheet over the guy with the hat.
Well, again, it's a job.
Yeah, it is.
He doesn't see this as art. This is his job.
That's exactly it.
I'll tell you what, though, he don't see it as art, but he still manages to sign it.
Yeah.
He's got to take responsibility for it. Yeah.
I think, you know, obviously this is the production of a creative thing, like so that whether it's a comic or whether it's an animation or whether it's a TV show, and 50 years ago as well, you didn't have the same kind of digital or technical tools that you have now. So many more things were drawn.
Yeah,
you know. And it's like, so I think maybe a lot of the artists who could do this stuff, whether that's because they were, you know, uber talented, or whether it was, you know, after years of work, either way, it doesn't matter. They just saw their ability as a tool.
Yeah.
And they didn't see it as art. they just got on and did it. Well, this is my job. I'm going to get on and do it. Yes, I'm very lucky to do this rather than stacking shelves or working in a bank or whatever, because this is the thing I love. But it's still a job. And I think it's only when you look back, it's only in hindsight that you can look back at stuff and see the fantastic ability of the people that did it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Not and not least talent, but that you can see that because they had to draw every drawing, they got better and better and better. But the talent needs to be there in the first place. But
no argument with that. Yes, you need to have a base to start. Some people. I mean, I'm never going to play the trumpet. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how hard I try. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, okay, I've been learning guitar for 50 years.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but there are some people that are just natural at it. Okay, it doesn't mean that they can't learn skills.
Just as an aside to that, it's taken me 50 years not to be able to play the guitar, and Mike Oldfield played all the instruments on Tubular Bells and recorded it when he was 19.
Exactly.
So he had a lot of time to practice, had he? He had this thing called talent,
Yes, some people. I know it's not. I know it's not very fashionable to say it. But it's just the fact that we are all different. Yeah. Not everybody can do everything the same, and that's a good thing because we counteract each other and we partner each other, and it makes for a great interaction between human beings. And some people draw, some people play music, some people like to lay bricks. Do you know what I mean? It's just some people are just they're just some people play football. You're not completely solid in what you are. You can learn things and you can grow. Of course you can, but there'll be certain things that you have a bent for, if you like, that you're on that path before you even start to learn the skills to enable it. And you have to, like you say, I mean, you say this a lot, but Jack Kirby's a classic example of it. He was great straight out of the gate. I mean, more recently, somebody like Jamie Hewlett, who did Tank Girl, he was like fully formed as soon as he hit the ground. Do you know what I mean? He was just like fabulous. Well, it's you look back at even at Brian Bolland's early work, and it was still bloody amazing.
If you think of Judy Garland singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," she's 15 when she 15 when she sings that. Yeah,
15. She wasn't. You don't. That kind of stuff just comes out. It's like I can't believe she was. Maybe she was trained, but it's only. I can do as much musical training as you like. I'm never going to sound great.
That's right.
Some people have natural aptitudes for things.
They might have trained her, but they had to work on something. Like you said, there has to be a base.
That's right. And I think rather than see that as a bad thing, it isn't a bad thing. It's a great thing because we all have different abilities, and you've got to celebrate the differences between us so that we can use them together. I'd certainly am a believer that certain traits are in people and they run through, and you look at this stuff and you can't just look at this and think this is all training.
That's right.
It's just especially at the speed that he was knocking it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you can apply the skill sets that you learn over the top of things. I can attest to that. I've changed my stuff has changed so much in 13 years simply because I've been drawing every day.
Yeah.
Okay, and it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
But still, you can see that Toth just, in order to get things done that quickly, he knew where to put lines.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said before. I've been drawing 60 years every day for 60 years, and I still don't draw like Jack Kirby or this guy or anything. I've been singing for 60 years, and I still don't sound like Marvin Gaye.
No,
and I never will.
Nobody will sound like Marvin Gaye.
No, nobody could sound like Marvin Gaye. No.
But it would be so bad if they could sound like me.
They can try. They can get close. Yeah. Before we turn, I just want to point this out. This piece of artwork here, amazing in its simplicity, just lines and solids. That's what it is.
Fabulous stuff.
Yeah, it's all the background with all the detail, isn't it? And the foreground, but it's all
it's framing
what we're looking at.
Yeah, but it's misleading because it's solids. It's just
Yeah,
brush
spot
strokes.
blacks. Yeah,
Just brush strokes here.
Yeah.
Brush strokes in here in the tree. Just dabs. Really quick, just to get the point across that that's a shaded
Yep.
tree.
And
Didn't
it
even
brings
bother
out.
to finish the branches here going up because that wasn't important. This was important.
And those spotted blacks just bring out the elephants in their simplicity.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. Yeah.
No shading on the elephants, not needed. Just line work. Here you are. A little bit of shadow here underneath. Some line work here. Some quick.
I think what this
black smudge is pretty much just quick brushes here.
Marv was talking about this earlier, and like I was saying about being brave enough to do this kind of thing. What this shows, what this shows is composition and the understanding of the basics of anatomy and real world environments. Because you can't simplify unless you know what's going on underneath it all.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people, and I'm not suggesting this to anybody that's here at all, but there are people that you can see it, that they're masking their lack of knowledge with whether it be cross-hatching or filling in with shade or whatever it is. And it's only by simplifying it like this that you can see just how much Toth understood, how much he knew.
And that the elephants here all carry weight. They're all leaning.
Yeah.
They're all leaning or walking, or they're all, none
Everything
of them
is solid. Everything is solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you create that kind of solidity? So, for instance, you look at the guy, the alien fella with the black belt.
Yeah.
Right. Now I know what we're doing by looking at those images. We're filling in details.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody does this. The eye does this. The brain does this. And we do it all the time. But it's exceptionally clever to make us fill in the details of a big white shirt and see a volume of a body. Okay.
Yeah.
So all he's done is put a couple of little lines of fabric where it flops around the belt. And on the far right there, they've got the biggest version of him where it's flopping down over the top of the belt.
Thick lines.
And and it's like it's creating volume.
Yeah.
And it's just a few ink lines.
Right.
It's masterful. It's difficult to describe just how good all of this really is.
Mm-hmm. Now for some stuff. Here's a forklift. Oh yeah,
I love forklift trucks. I had a Lego set, one of those big tech Lego sets that made a forklift truck. It was great. You could wind it up and down. And
I've driven one of those.
You've driven a forklift truck?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I crashed it. I'll tell you that. That's another story.
I drove a mini digger.
Oh wow,
that was quite cool.
One of those little things that
the little mini digger
that hasn't grown up yet into a proper digger.
Yeah. We barely got it through our gate because we were having a conservatory done, and they let me get on it and let my boy get on it as well. It's great.
That's brilliant.
Room.
Let's look at that.
They got legs, and they're tall and skinny.
It's a lot of Adams and Doug Wilde.
I've also been on one of them as well, one of those car things.
Cable car.
Yeah, scary.
Never
scary,
been on a cable.
Scary when you go past the tower holding it up. Then when you go past the next one, it really shakes and jangles. It's scary.
I've never been on a proper one. I mean, I've been round Chessington and a couple of little, maybe the one in Disney and stuff like that. But I've never been on a proper one.
I went on a couple of proper ones.
The little sky baskets.
Sky baskets.
It's scary because
it is.
You really are high up.
Yeah.
It's a long way down.
And you're just waiting for a Bond villain to jump in through the hatch at the top.
You're just waiting for Richard Burton to land on it, you know. Is that Black Bolt's thing on it from his head there?
Yeah.
that big
it's a giant tuning fork. Yeah.
Boom.
Obviously a sound weapon of some kind.
That telescope looks like mine. I've got a telescope like that. Not as big as that.
Oh, here.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's about 2 foot long, not 16 foot long like that one.
I love Black Bolt's.
He's great, isn't he?
I loved his costume.
Still,
it was one of my favorites because it was so simple.
Yeah.
That vision, that image comes to mind when he's flying over. Is it Attilan or wherever it was? The Great Refuge when they break out.
Yeah.
And it's that great half-page drawing by Kirby of him flying over it. You know which one I mean, don't you?
Or that great cover where they're all flying diagonally.
Oh, that's the cover of the book that it's in, the yellow cover.
Fantastic. Just amazing stuff.
Yep. Look at that bottom left panel there with all that detail on that quarry. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? That helicopter down at the bottom right looks like it's that Thunderbirds, doesn't it? They have that kind of helicopter.
The big pontoons.
Yeah. And that missile looks pretty mean, doesn't it? Like, what the hell?
It's like an Exocet.
Yeah. That must have been scary.
Take somebody away.
Yeah. You could see those Exocets coming on those ships in the Falklands, couldn't they? Look at that.
We're super friends. The something. Met another alien race, it looks like.
Look like Jackie Kennedy with a pillbox hat on.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like the old geezer down the bottom left.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the guy? What's he standing on there? Is he the left-hand side when he looks like he was flying?
Yeah.
Is it a spring?
I think he's got springy shoes. Yeah.
Springy shoes.
Shoes. Here he's crouched over, about ready to jump out. It's a early version of Bouncing Boy. Yeah.
Bouncing Boy.
Legion of Superheroes. Don't judge. It's right there with Matter Eater Lad.
I'm just trying to work out that guy in the desk with his hands behind his head, and that's like a ghost in front of him, but it's just a different drawing going through the desk.
Yeah. It's getting everybody down. Look at that relaxing pose there. Slouched into that couch. It's the couch giving.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Again, simple storyboards here. Little fishies. Little stretching fishies.
Do you know that
weird.
On that top page, that what is it? What is going on there? That control panel thing.
It's like an observatory here.
Yeah, and the one on the other side of that page there. Yeah. When he really gets into it and starts putting the blacks in, there's a lot of Wally Wood in there, isn't there? Mm-hmm. But it's just fantastic. And that one below it as well, where your thumb is with the seats,
the
spacecraft,
cockpit,
yeah, isn't that?
Again, it's solids and lines. That's all it is.
It's like he's enjoying that one, so he carries on rendering it, finishing it off. But look at the girl at the desk; they wear the black of the desk on the yeah, not fantastic. Just to frame it.
There. Your hand under her chin. It's cute.
Who's that woman there with the shorts on below her? Who's that?
Here?
Yeah, that one.
That's no woman. No, I guess it is. Yeah.
That's an angry woman.
Yeah.
Just some angry woman. Yeah,
she's the bird lady from Home Alone 2.
Looks like she's got lederhosen on.
I'm pretty sure her first name is Karen.
My wife's name is Karen. She's not happy about all this Karen stuff because she's not a Karen at all. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, Russ, you'll get this. My father-in-law's name is Gordon Bennett.
Oh no!
And he's 99. Bless him.
Oh, this must be a husband and wife.
99 years.
Where her overbearingness comes through on the husband's just slouched and defeated look.
Oh, yes, dear. What would you like me to do now, dear? I'd like you to get me a big bar of chocolate. Okay, dear.
The mysterious moles. That's where that's from. They must be diggers. Just standard houses here.
Yeah.
It's everyday, almost like residences. It's a little business.
No trouble with those trees later on with that foundation.
Standard for America. You don't need foundations when everything's built of wood, mate.
That's true.
Sea monsters. Oh, there we go. Mongor.
It's like he's having a conversation with himself, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what if I do it this way? No, I will do it that way. No. What about the guy at the bottom, right at the bottom, the squid man with just the two googly eyes?
Oh, here? Yeah. Sea creature. Squid-like and in a shell.
That guy next to him looks like a cross between the guys out of Popeye and Boris Karloff's Frankenstein.
It does, yeah. It's got that Frankenstein look to it.
From Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Long arms. Yes, master.
Yeah.
Randy, what are those guys called in Popeye with big long noses? What are they called?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, they were like a...
I just got them mixed up with the Jeeps, but they're not Jeeps.
They were walking around. They used to sniff everything, didn't they? And
yeah, the alien creatures
really,
with very long noses.
Really weird.
I couldn't even tell you their names.
Look on the top page where he's drawn the hat on that guy. You can see his head through the hat with the glasses looking down.
Yeah,
left hand there.
Left.
Up.
Yeah.
That one. See him? He's drawn the hat, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, very lightly.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just so cool.
This is absolutely outstanding. That even regular people at work look great. Yep.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So true. Where were we back up here? Let's see. Finally be able to see the show. I've tried to emulate that minimal style. Been there. Hello, everyone. I think that's where we left off. Aquaman can control the sea. Yep. There we are. This is absolutely outstanding. Hi, Marvi. Marvi says, I do that all the time, Russ. Whatever that was that he does. He does it all the time.
I don't want to know that.
Be TMI. More folk.
Ooh.
It's in that just amazing in its simplicity, you know?
Yeah.
There almost looks like the chameleon from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like he's got a sweater on and baggy pants.
Look at that face, the old prof or whatever he is.
Yeah, he's there again, isn't he? He should have a pipe, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he should.
He should just be holding his pipe up saying, very good.
Looks like Tolkien.
He looks terribly British.
He does, yeah.
Or possibly he's either British or, as I say, English, or he has some kind of transatlantic accent.
And here, Arabian, but very Asian in the face, only with a few lines. Just
looks a bit sort of Mongolian.
Mongolian. Yeah, that's what I was at. Exactly.
Look at that jacket on that. Look at the jacket on the guy as well. To Walt, his jacket, that collar.
Yeah. That big furry collar. That was big back.
And that picture there, that picture you pointed out there looks like that Mrs. Doctor Who. Russ can draw her, Mrs. Yeah.
So that's a bloke, isn't it?
I know it is. But it looks like that. It looks like that woman.
I think it's just the haircut. That was a very trendy male haircut back in the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
His name is Walt.
Walt.
Hey, my name's Walt. Like my hair.
Exactly.
Whitaker Walt.
This jacket style was very big back then too.
Yeah.
It was a very trendy jacket with a big puffy collar to keep the neck warm. Almost like wool, like sheep's wool, only that it's black here.
Sheep's Walt.
Sheep's Walt. Yep.
It's the kind of jacket you would wear in the northern states, isn't it?
It's old villager. Only in the extreme weather.
Yeah, I mean anywhere below sort of.
It's like late fall, early spring jacket.
Yeah, you wouldn't be wearing that in California or Arizona, would you? Well, I suppose at night in Arizona it can get
Not unless
cold,
you wanted to
can't it?
sweat. Yeah.
At night it can get a bit chilly out in the desert, can't it?
Yeah. That guy at the bottom there, that old guy saying G&T Carruthers. They've got very, very drunk.
That'd be old
very drunk.
That'd be a jolly old.
Poisonous monkey.
This is crewman number 2.
Oh.
He reminds me of
crewman
something.
1 here.
He reminds me of the Blue Beetle. That's who he reminds me of.
Yeah.
Who was not a fascist.
Here's the commander. You can tell he's the commander because he's got a little bit more black spotted here.
Yeah, he's got his Picard jacket on, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's definitely a Picard jacket. It's got some nice high-waisted trousers there as well. Very nice.
You got to be slim to wear those,
haven't you? Yeah. You don't want no stomach lumps coming through them trousers. I love that guy, the bottom left. His eye.
What a hump.
What a hump, yeah. Me like fish heads.
Yes, boss.
He looks like he's saying, I won't say it, looks like he's saying WTF, doesn't he? Looking around.
Love the fish man, who is very reminiscent of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
No, not the one on the left.
The other side.
The other side with the black eyes.
Yeah.
Here.
No,
keep going up.
Oh, that's very, very much like the creature from the Black Lagoon there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the many chins.
I like that warrior character.
Yeah, the top left reminds me a little bit of Cylons.
Yeah.
You can see when was this? It was early 70s, wasn't it?
73.
Yeah, 73.
Yeah, so you know all the stuff from the late 70s.
Yeah.
Like Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, and all that kind of stuff. You can see where a lot of inspiration has come from.
This is pre-Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah. All these, like a sort of an eruption of creativity in the cartoon shows at the time.
You see, it just shows you how everything's connected, because see that ship, or that whatever it's called, that Hydra, whatever it is, where it lifts up on those little there was a craft like that in Thunderbirds, because Lady Penelope went after it, because her car did that as well, had one of those bars on it.
They loved the old foils back then, didn't they? Because we had one across the channel, didn't we?
I was going to say, I thought that was a big English thing. Those hydrofoils.
It was a big, but they chunked it up and made it like super duper.
Yeah.
It was like Speed on water, wasn't it? Like that film Speed on water.
Like it gave them extra speed. They had a hydrofoil in the Johnny Quest pilot.
Yeah.
Remember, because they take it and then Race jumps it up off of a stump, and it ends up landing on top of a couple of the lizard men. It
was like back then it was foils and those hovercraft.
Hovercraft.
Everything was that and a hovercraft, and it all went away.
Yeah, didn't work. Did
like
it?
Glide on air. Yeah.
It worked on Thunderbirds, but not with real people.
Yeah, well, we had a hovercraft that used to go across the channel, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, big one. Yeah.
Do you think Toth did everything freehand, or did he ever use French curves and rulers?
I don't know. I think I think most of it was freehand, because you got to remember these, like you were saying, these are big sheets of paper that have been reduced down.
They're probably typing paper size 8.5 by 11.
But even if they were A4, even if they were letter size, they're now a quarter of the size that they were when he drew them.
Right.
Yeah. So any sort of wobbly sort of lines would especially with the way that we're seeing them here, you can see them directly because you're there. But a lot of that's going to be lost, and you're just going to see a flow of a line.
Yeah.
I mean, that spaceship down the bottom right, I don't know. Maybe he's done a few on there, but that certainly that forward elevation of the front elevation of the spaceship, that doesn't look like he's done that.
It's just freehand, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks freehand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's just that good, and it's straight.
Yeah, I think if like what we were saying earlier, because he's extremely talented, and on top of that, he's had years of exercise, years of honing his skills. There's going to be a lot of confidence in his brush strokes, and his pen strokes, and remember, he knows exactly what he's doing and where he's going, and so you don't need the French curve.
Yeah, they're churning this stuff out weekly.
Yeah.
So he's probably spending 1 or 2 days per episode designing stuff and sending it off.
He's probably just going woof, like a big stroke. Yeah.
You see, that makes me wonder something here now. If he's churning these out and he's complaining in the notes that these people aren't professional, he's got to redo the work. Why is he inking them? Why are these just not pencil drawings?
Because it's faster. You're not seeing a lot of pencil on this.
So you think he's putting it straight down in ink?
Yeah. I think he's probably not drawing it straight out of his head in ink. He's probably doing extremely light pencils or blue pencils on this, but he has to do it on ink because they have to take these and photostat them in order to spread them around the studio.
Right.
So that they know what everything's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got you.
So he had to do them with a solid black line in order for it to come up off of the old style Xeroxes.
Well, I just think he's just too good.
Somebody's
is that William Shakespeare there on the left hand side?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
And the guy above him is
bonkers, isn't he? Is that what he's called? Bonkers. Look at the guy with the eyebrows.
Yeah, look at the eyebrows. That's great.
Oh, he is crazy looking. Boris is his name, obviously.
Boris. Well, that's
Boris.
Original, isn't
Boris
it?
Karloff.
Boris.
Yeah. Hello. And this guy looks like Boris Karloff too. Look at them eyebrows.
Yeah, he's a mad doctor, isn't he? Look, he's got the big long coat and everything.
What's the big mole on his face? Is he growing another head?
Oh, that's got to be the monster.
Moly.
I'll tell you who that William Shakespeare guy looks like as well. He looks like the guy that Harrison Ford finds with the Jesus's cup in the.
He looks like a conquistador.
Yeah, don't go.
You may call me El Conquistador. Yeah,
I like Catman. He's good.
Yeah, he's hot.
Catman.
Oh, check out another 70s haircut down the bottom left.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, left.
That's a Roy Thomas haircut, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be like a Dutch boy haircut, wouldn't it?
Stick his finger in the dike.
Early Iron Man. Android robot. 6 feet tall.
Is that not the same thing? Android
July
robot?
of 77. So yeah, still for Super Friends.
No, I think an android is specifically human-shaped robot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Android would have been okay.
Yeah. You are correct.
Just call him Andy. Just call him Andy.
Just call him Leon.
That's Leon. Yeah.
I am Tigra. No, you're
Lion
not.
Man.
All right.
Okay.
Lion Man has got a Toya Wilcox haircut, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. It's a mystery where it came from. Sorry, there's some British jokes here, guys. You just have to put up with it. I doubt anybody anywhere else in the world apart from the UK has heard of Toya Wilcox.
Have you seen her show with that guy, with her husband? It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
She's mad, isn't she?
Almost looks like Lion-O there.
Yeah.
Great look to him.
Wow. The ghost.
Love that.
Yeah.
Gentleman Ghost.
That
Yeah.
invisible magician fella. Yeah. Don't have to worry about any facial problems there.
That's Gentleman Ghost. That's a major Hawkman villain.
Oh, is he? I don't know. Don't know much about Hawkman. I love the monocle.
Yeah, it's part of its charm. That's from the Golden Age too. That's a Kubrick creation there.
Just look at that caption about when he says, "Anywho, it came to a close and home beckoned." That grueling time, I learned damn fast how little I really knew of hands-on nuts and bolts production, and having to check all the steps in production. I was so glad to come home. I was chain smoking. I was a chain smoking wreck. I still am.
Still am. Older now, witnessing yet another revival of superhero schlock fallout, god awful, ugly shows. In the 30 years of TV animation's amoral decline. Most of what I scan and scope this Satmorn Kid Vid season makes the wonder what the tasteless mutant folks in networks and studios responsible for this glut of mean death or something vented garbage are really up to in hoisting it on our kidlets as entertainment. All poison of it runs to the artless junk of many funny gag shows too.
Oh God, that's cutting, isn't it?
No wonder they stopped this book.
Yeah, I don't think
said it was an opinion
at all.
I think it's the comments that's got this stopped. Yeah. Somebody was upset by this.
I think a lot of people would have been upset by this.
Exploration of the storyboard, in which the Honorable Professor Toth is about to instruct us all in the history of the storyboard and the thought processes and visual appliques involved in the creation of same. Pay attention. There will be a quiz. Since no one else has made the logical point about storyboards and how the form came to be, I feel it's time to put two and two together, give credit where credit is long overdue, and something, creation of the storyboard to Winsor McCay. Brutally inventive, turn of the century, syndicated arts genius. Yeah, I've got a Little Nemo in Slumberland. That's a book that we should go over too. Just incredible.
Do you know, I've got one of those volumes and I've had it for nearly 40 years and I've never even opened it.
Oh, wow. I've got one of Windsor's had an oddball strip called Dreams of a Rare Bit Fiend. That was a syndicated newspaper strip that was before Little Nemo, I believe, about a guy who would always eat some rare bit radishes or something and dream the craziest dreams at night. And always wake up swearing never to have them again. And the strip ran for a couple of years. It's a very interesting, very bizarre book. The guy had a crazy bent imagination. But McKay is also credited for the first animation. He did Gertie the Dinosaur. That was a real simplistic animation test. So McKay is really at the forefront of not just sequential art, but animation as well.
So we're talking sort of 1905.
05 to 20, I think late 20s. Right. Yeah. But the material is crazy. If you've never seen Little Nemo, it's a little kid dreaming in his bed and going off on all sorts of crazy adventures. And you get some of those steamboat type stereotypes running through their African natives with bones in their hair and that kind of bones through their nose, that kind of stuff that you can't, that aren't culturally appropriate today. But back then, I mean, he took Little Nemo everywhere and did all just the craziest stuff with it. It's almost as ethereal or esoteric as Crazy Cat was. If you remember that from George Harriman, that was a big strip about a cat and a mouse, and the mouse would throw bricks at the back of the girl cat's head all the time. There was a dog that was Officer Pooch. That would be a policeman. And all the backgrounds were very dreamlike, very surrealistic, abstract shapes. It's pretty cool. Anyway, more storyboard work, more notes, more lessons. We don't have time to read it all.
Wow.
McKay was, it seems, too restless, curious, inventive, and pioneering mind to be satisfied with just producing beautifully crafted Hallmark epics on paper in comic strip panel form. They didn't really move. So this remarkably gifted man set about inventing the animated motion picture to tell stories of various lengths over the years, all of them having 1, 2, 3 logical progression of events using handsomely drawn human figures in the doing. Alone, wildcatting, striking out in this all new territory, McKay had to ask himself the right questions and think out his own answers to produce moving drawings, cartoons, motion pictures. From simple Gertie line art on white fields to hand-tinted Nemo and Friends in the funhouse mirror distortions sequence of pure genius, to ever more sophisticated, even documentary style of halftone and then cell overlaid the pet and the sinking of the Lusitania using cycle animation of his own invention, self-taught through his own discoveries along the way, with his uncanny sense of figural gesture, movement, timing in his straight head animation, and the artistic skill in depicting that naturalism, realism, so many years, decades ahead of his time and his contemporaries. McKay alone thought in terms of story, thus story progression, giving realism, credibility to whatever films he created, with minimal outside hands on aid in the doing. More examples of his storyboarding. A lot of high admiration for McKay here. We should probably take a look at that Nemo book eventually.
Yeah.
So the storyboard was picture writing for those pioneers whose film shorts got more complex and sophisticated. Early live action cartoon animation combined, one superimposed over the other, were the brilliant stuff of the Fleischers, Coco the Clown, Out of the Inkwell series, cartoon over live, and Disney's Alice, the reverse, live over cartoon. They did a series of Alice shorts that combined live action and cartoon. That's what he's talking about here, with many and pesky self-matting woes to solve along the way in both forms. This Sunday, we'll show some cartoons. I'll try to dig up some of that early stuff. We'll take a look at it on Sunday Funnies, as well as some of Toth's work. We can probably run those openings as long as we don't run the music.
Yeah.
More storyboard work, more notes. I'm just going to zip through this.
Yeah. He's just done so much, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What's his title doing this?
What?
What is like? What is he? Head artist or what's his title?
He's probably, when he's doing this material, he's probably under salary contract with Hanna-Barbera. He was probably an animation chief or head. John Celestri would probably know a lot more about that than I would, because he lived this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he lived it a little later than this material, but he was 80s and 90s. We get up to that in this towards the back of the book. There's just so much of this storyboard material and his own notes on this. This is all stuff I don't think you see in the IDW animated book. Look at that, just notes. Had a lot to say.
This book you've got, Randy's gold, isn't it?
Yeah. All of the Toth stuff, though, is amazing. And especially this astounds me that he thought so slightingly of it until close to the end of his life. You know, he just thought he was just yanking it out to yank it out. Here we go. Anybody who's big into Thundar, I've got the set of these. Last Dances with Wolves, in which Alex effects his final leave taking of Hanna-Barbera, Do-Si-Do's, with a few other dance partners, and decides to finally leave the floor. This is a early character sheet for Thundar.
Just read that block under it where he's written about Jack Kirby. Under where you've just read.
Our ex-writers, Ruby Spears, set up their own studio opposite H&B, called me to design their new series at Hero and Principles, Thundar. It wound up with all poster-like title illo that's been reprinted in the fanzines. I did no production art, as I recall, nor did I know that Ken and Joe had hired Jack Kirby to design what I'd just done for them. Very strange behavior, I thought.
Oh.
Though these are the final versions of the character. That's what the characters all look like.
With the Hug boots on.
Yeah. That was fashionable for the day. It's amazing how the series was laid out, because I don't remember Thundar being the bumbling idiot that he was, that I caught on later watchings. He was just a bumbling barbarian who stumbled into anything. The girl here was the only, what's her name? Ariel was the only one with any brains who actually led the troop and just pointed Thundar in the direction of stuff that needed to be hit.
Wow, a leading lady all the way back then. Amazing.
Always, yeah. And then Ukla was there for the extra muscle and sometimes humor relief. He was kind of the Chewbacca of the group.
It's not a great look, is it? Y fronts and Ugg boots.
Yeah.
You got to have some great legs to carry that one off.
What's his fur here? He's got a fur tunic.
Still, like, you know. All right, let's rephrase that. It's not a great look. A fur jacket, Y fronts, and Ugg boots.
Yeah.
You got to be bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger to carry that off, haven't you?
And the 70s haircut as well.
Yeah.
But she looks great.
Yeah.
She's like Gwen Stacy, isn't it?
She's got a leotard on and a pair of boots. That's acceptable. That's okay.
Yeah. This is by 80, I think 80, looks like 1980. So Star Wars would have been out by then. So
all right. How many
Chewbacca influence there?
We got half an hour left.
Do we?
Yeah. Just giving you the half hour
heads up.
Heads up, yeah.
Already. Holy crap. Look at that. Yep, we've been talking for too long. Hey, folks in the chat. Don't mean to ignore you. I see Levi's back in. Levi says, Taishan just did a nice reprint of the complete Little Nemo recently. Oh, cool. I just got my copy yesterday. Funny you're talking about it. Oh, I'll have to go look for that. It's beautiful. Oh, wow. 700-page monster.
Wow.
Pages.
No way to read that on the John. Anyway. That's a coffee. Well, Taishan does those big books anyway. So how much did that Little Nemo book cost you? It said $65 on Amazon, right? Oh,
that's incredibly reasonable, isn't it?
That's beyond incredibly reasonable. I'm in the middle
all those
of a big
expressions he's got on that guy there laughing and shouting, and
it's so good, isn't it? That all those expressions.
I'm in the middle of a commercial job where I jump on that Nemo.
That's what you call a turnaround on that girl. That's amazing.
A total turnaround. Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing here for Thundar. It's running.
Yeah, he's saying, "Come here, come here." There's a John Buscema there, right in the middle. Yeah. Russ there, sitting on his throne.
Oh yeah.
Need a great shot of Cole like that.
Yeah. We're gonna get it. I've mapped out.
He's already done it.
No, I wish I was that quick. I've already mapped out the first 4 pages. So.
Oh wow, good.
I'm just going through and sketching because like some of those. Sorry to just dive off.
No, do it.
Yeah, we're
finishing this.
jumping tracks here, folks. Sorry.
Some of those panels have got a lot in them.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in that.
There's bucket loads of stuff, and there's like crowds of people and horses and all kinds of stuff, and trying to get the angle so that you can see everything in it's great fun.
Refer to them as Hal Foster moments. Yeah. There we go. Spend some time on this page. Exactly. Ukla again. Ukla the mock. A little bit of a lion's mane.
Rawr.
I want that there on the top shelf.
On that left-hand page.
Hey, would you like a brown paper bag for it, sir?
On the left-hand page, look at the guy where he's got his face up and he just left the nose out. He's just done the nostrils. Isn't that fantastic? On the previous page.
On the far left.
Far left.
Yeah.
Just
top left.
Keep going up. Up.
There he is.
He's left the nose out. He's just
I mean the looking up into his face there.
It wouldn't look right anyway.
No.
It'd have given him a pig nose appearance if he'd have put the ridge of the bottom of the nose on there.
Oink, oink, oink.
Yeah. What great stuff, though. More Ukla, more Ariel.
Oogla.
She could cast spells. She looks like a little bit like Gravity Girl from the Galaxy Trio that we looked at.
Oogla looks like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
John,
they were all
John
driving
Buscema.
great mutant horses too. Just
John Buscema women there.
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, look at the high cheekbones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sort of Egyptian
and the poses as well.
Yeah, the Egyptian eyelashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of Gwen Stacy there.
Yeah.
A lot of Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah. Glamour of the day.
Yeah. Again,
great pose.
Just the way that he, we're talking about John Buscema there, but just here as well, that kind of style of drawing women as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been looking back through, because obviously I'm looking through all kinds of different art at the moment for what we're doing with Cole.
Yeah.
And just the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fantastic.
Oddly, Cole wasn't a ladies' man.
No, I don't know. The only ladies we've got so far are those in the crowd.
I bumped into a couple of videos where they might even suggest that him and Brule had a better relationship than
really a gay relationship.
I'm sure they're just reading into that, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. A lot of the time these days, people read relationships into everything.
Yeah.
So, why you have to stray into sex when you can just be like really good friends?
Exactly.
There's no requirement for it. It doesn't always have to revolve around sex.
Good luck drawing all that then.
No, there's none of that. No,
none of that.
From what I've read, what I listened to, in the actual book, there is no reference to that whatsoever. They end up being brothers by blood.
Well,
that wasn't what those pulps were for in the first place. It was all there to be just solid chauvinism,
Yeah, without doubt.
Just red-blooded masculinity at its finest,
full on.
right there.
I'm actually having to buy testosterone and flick it at the paper.
There you go. Absolutely.
I beg your pardon.
Careful. Yeah, no, it's full on. It's full on. This one's going to be a labour of love, without doubt.
Yeah. Now we're going to mix it up a little bit. This
Look
is Bionic 6.
The blacks in this.
The series from '87. So we jumped a little bit in time. He came back and did all of this production work on Bionic 6.
Look at what he's put there.
You could just put that into a comic strip in that style, exactly like that, and it would be beautiful.
Very Milt Caniff on a lot of this, especially with the way he's spotting blacks here.
Yeah, this is just gorgeous.
Like David Wright as well.
Yeah.
Carol Day. Look at that. Look what he's put there. My wife, Guyla, died in '85. Most of me died too. Any writing ended.
Guyla died in '85, yeah.
Wow.
My
Any
drawing
writing
ability
ended?
survived enough
My
at the
drawing
year's end.
ability survived enough to, at year's end, or no, in 86, to accept designing tasks for TMS's Bionic 6 series. I put a hard, fast 5.5 months on models working at home, and they seemed pleased.
Wow. And they're telling him his work's not up to scratch, and he said at the end there they didn't have a clue. And tell me, am I right or am I right? They're saying it's not good. Well,
It's like,
sure I was that bad.
Well, who's saying that? I mean, what?
I think this is Daryl's notes here.
Yeah.
The guy
How anyone could look at that and say it wasn't fabulous?
Usually more the work than this. Told him that he'd seen these and felt Alex lost his design touch. This time his drawings are no longer up to snuff. He's nuts. And showed him the following. He agreed. His acquaintance didn't have a clue. Yep. You view him and tell me, am I right or am I right? Some beautiful work here,
isn't it? I can't look at that and say anything bad about it.
No.
Or critical, should I say, rather than the word bad.
Yeah.
I can't
he obviously
criticize
didn't know what he was talking about.
I just can't criticize it. Everything about it was fantastic.
And it even gets more minimalistic. The farther along we go, you'll see he starts getting very, very liney, almost like this here. But you can see the substance, or you can feel the weight.
Well, even that, it's perfectly honest. I mean, that has more substance to it than some of the Super Friends stuff we were looking at.
Oh,
so, you know.
That center panel there, that almost caricature, they could be in Mad, couldn't it?
Yeah,
they could be famous actors and things, just all saying something.
They could easily be real people that he's using.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying on an upcoming show, we'll go through his Drag Tunes book that has a lot of everything in it.
That guy at the top, the bald fella with the moustache.
Yeah,
that feels like a Buscema. As well,
it does.
Doesn't it?
And the young guy looks like a young Abraham Lincoln,
doesn't he? Nice
beard.
Nice beard. Nice beard. I'm so people with facial hair. I have facial hair, and I don't trust me. So other people, I don't know. Especially if you don't have a moustache and a beard, I'm not keen on that. Please don't take offence, anybody out there. But you know, I'm not keen.
Name of the episode is "The Case of the Baker Street Bionics."
That girl looks like that dress, that miniskirt looks like Crystal out of the FF when Kirby put Crystal into the FF. She had like a miniskirt like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the hair though. It's pretty hot stuff.
Matches a boots.
Professor again without his pipe.
I have to say that spaceship's a bit dodgy, isn't it? That rocket, it's a bit odd. That
bit lumpy, isn't it?
Yeah, don't think it'd work.
That's straightforward. Just Apollo-esque looking.
I think the checkerboard aspect of it makes it look a bit Thunderbirds-ish.
Yeah.
Do you know why they paint on the Saturn V rocket? Do you know why it's got black parts on it?
No.
So they can tell when it takes off whether it's turning.
Oh yeah.
That's clever, isn't it? Mind you, there's not a lot they can do about it when it's taking off.
No, but it's still there. They still know what's going to happen.
They still know. Right.
Our exclusive corkscrew design, yeah.
Look at that.
Looks like a Peter Cushing almost.
You know, this is finer work. I mean, look at his that face.
Yeah. Very Buscema.
But just, you can see this guy, he's like 50, 60 at the most.
Yeah.
But he's not an old man, but he's definitely not a young man. It's just with a couple of lines.
Yeah. That's a hairline too.
And he's got his foot lifted up Jack Davis style as well. Look.
Flap it up.
Got to do it.
He's tapping. He's obviously some music going. He's tapping away. Ding, 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 ding. Look at that. When was this? That spacesuit.
Man in the Moon.
Mobius. It's a little Mobius, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 84 is this?
87.
So it's after. So it's after Alien which would have been a Mobius design on the spacesuit, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very, yeah. Yeah.
Look at the old gypsy one.
Lift that up a little bit. There's a little bit of a shine on that. Thank you. Oh, I like his hat as well. Always wanted one of those hats.
Yeah. They're like Hergé, aren't they? Not Hergé. I don't know. Did Hergé draw Tintin, or was it the other guy?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Hergé's Adventures of Tintin.
They like those characters. They're sort of very stereotypical of, he looks like somebody who might go skiing with that Russian type hat on, They're very stereotypical, aren't they? And I love the spacesuit above. It's a big chunky Forbidden Planet type spacesuit or robot type of thing, isn't it? Lost
looks
in
practical.
Space. Yeah. But you're right about the helmet. That's definitely an alien Mobius helmet.
It's like a Mobius design, big
with that
big,
pipe
heavy.
out the back.
Yeah.
And look at that. He's obviously seen the rovers on the lunar module there, hasn't he?
Oh yeah,
on the moon men.
Yep, very much so.
But why reinvent the wheel?
Yep, Man in the Moon. What the episode is called. Here's more.
Oh, wow, how light-hearted that is. That's fabulous.
It's like a
cartoony.
Look
here.
at the differences. It's you know what? It's real is because it's so damn varied. People look different. They've all got different haircuts, different body sizes.
Yeah,
everything. It's just.
Look at that guy walking the tightrope. The balance. You can see the balance in the pose on the bottom there. The weight and the way he's got his hands.
I love those two, that fat couple in the middle. Just how natural it all is.
Yeah. It's peering off his sunglasses. Just a great pose. Nice crowd. And then real cartoony stuff here. They must have had a circus episode. Is that crystal clear? Model sheet 7 of 7. Well, these are all for the same episode. It's got a skier in it.
Well, those dead bodies at the top there. Look like they're dead.
Skier. Axis.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they do look like they're dead bodies.
Wiped out.
Because they're here hiding on the other side of the mountain or on the other side of the snowdrift. Yeah. Look at that.
The angle as well.
Yeah. All of them different.
That old fella down the right as well. Oh, so good.
It's all great.
This stuff is blowing me away. So I mean, it's all been fabulous, but just these last few pages, because it looks like he's had a chance to finish them off a bit more, and just the variation, the variety.
Look at that hand on that guy.
You say he got 5 months to kick all of this out, or 5 weeks? I think he said 5
and a half months.
Yeah.
It's 5.5 months.
Was it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then
5.5 months.
Take a little time. Look at all that detail.
Yeah, because but it's not even. I suppose it is detail, but it's just.
It's what you said before about. It's what you said before about the line, your brain filling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
nothing wasted. Just the impression, and then you fill the rest in.
Yep.
But look at that kid, top left, the kid with the glasses. The way he's walking, that is moving, isn't he? You can see he's moving
the
forward.
baggy jeans and everything. Just
and he's slouching. Yeah, he's moving the body forward. Yeah,
it's that sort of tension point, isn't it? Is captured of the motion, the projecting, the body going forward.
Yep.
But that guy there that you like on the bottom left looks like Marlon Brando. Yeah, doesn't it? In Godfather. When he's drinking his wine.
Oh, yeah, a bit lighter.
Under his eyes,
with his chin.
Looks like another big character actor that you see around the 60s and 70s television. Couldn't tell you his name, but here we go again. Another cute girl.
That girl walking with that dog. She's walking, isn't she? Yeah. All the tension and the movement is there. Even the dog, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell she's walking quickly. And that bloke in the middle talking to his dog with a Scottish hat on, with Tammy Shanter on. He's talking to he's saying, you know, come on, whatever you call.
Must be a dog show on the program.
Got a dodgy foot though, hasn't he?
Triple Cross episode, first model shoot he does. So
look at the hair, the line on the hair.
Yeah. This is just fabulous.
And the way he's drawn her through the chair as well to get the pose right. Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing in its simplicity. That's tough.
We said it last week about how he draws.
Such a great
he doesn't just draw full on, does he? And side view. They're always moving. Yeah. Like the guy at the bottom with his hand, he's talking to, you know, the big guy. He's talking to somebody there. Oh, he's talking to himself, isn't he? Again, but you know what I mean. All the gestures are there, aren't they?
Yeah.
I tell you what, in all the things that we've looked at, and there's been fabulous artists that all have something to teach us.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that these last 2 episodes of looking at Toth have made me feel that I have more to learn. I mean, I know I have more to learn, but the Toth book has made me feel that more acutely than anything we've looked at so far.
Yeah.
I'm not to say, oh, I can do what these guys do. I'm not saying that. They all give me that impression of, oh, I can learn from this. But this book, this Toth stuff, has reached even further. Do you know what I mean? It's like this guy's on another level.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's on a completely other level.
Look at that tie he's got on.
Very Groucho Marx is here.
Yeah.
The bend in his knees. Just.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that is a hell of a tie, isn't it? Look at that. Fool needs a tie like that.
Make a whole costume out of that tie.
Yeah.
Monkeys. Sums it all up right there. It's a lot of everything. Pilots, ships, monkeys, big guys with whips, aliens, hyenas. What more could you ask for?
Monkey has landed. Wow. Those aircraft look like angels from Captain Scarlet, don't they?
Yeah, they do a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
The pointy nose.
Yeah.
Very simplistic in their design, though.
Humpy cockpit.
I love that hyena, too. Yeah, I drew some aliens. I'll put a hyena here.
And those, was it those aircraft from UFO as well?
Yeah.
They had like odd fronts to them, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, there had a big missile on the front that had not come out.
Yeah, I had one of those when I was a kid. You could click it and the missile came flying out.
I've got an SPV that still fires its cannon, and the door comes out and he's backwards. You know,
brilliant.
That SPV was brilliant.
I got a bat cycle on the front of Batman this week.
Right.
It's not very good.
Mm.
Look at the way the guy's feeling his beard and the other guy's covering his mouth. Like if they're listening, you know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, he's talking behind his mouth. It's just...
Yeah.
UN
Secretary General.
I was just going to say that looks like UN conference. All the different variety of people here.
Looks like Adolf Hitler there above that guy with the fez on in the background in the crowd. Go to the guy with the fez on the front row there. The guy above him. Can you see?
Looks more like
a little
bald bearded dude.
Oh. Shh, he's in Argentina.
Look how he's drawn those stereotypical French. He looks Russian and English. The way he's drawn them. That French guy with his hair, got long hair, hasn't he? Look at the shoes. Look at his shoes. The way they shine in his shoes.
He's got some cheese in his pocket and all.
Yeah, and onions around his neck.
And onions.
And the Russian, it looks like he wants to dominate the world, and the English guy looks like he's going for tea and crumpets with a dodgy leg.
Carlos Kalashnikov.
Yeah.
Monsieur Ratatouille next to him.
Yeah.
And Sir John Smith Smythe from England.
Getting your boxer here, the reflection. It's just a bunch of quick smudges, lines, ink lines, probably with a flare, or not a flare, but like a marker.
And the hippie next to him.
That's Jesus.
Jesus.
It's a video something employer cashier, probably a cashier at a video store.
I like all kinds of cheeses.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a cheeses platter.
Is that what you're saying? This is?
No.
That's his mother box.
Glenn said he was Jesus, and I said, I like cheeses.
Oh, okay. That looks like an 8-track tape.
We were just having a dairy moment.
Yeah.
8-track, eh? Actually, that looks like it might be a Walkman or something. When was this? 87? Yeah, it could be a Walkman, couldn't it?
Yeah.
The hipster. Just great stuff.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
That crowd scene. I'm doing a crowd scene now. This is just, I might want to go away and cry a bit.
Oh. They won't be dressed like that, though.
No, they won't. God.
Great guy on a radio. Scarab Scam.
I like that guy's face.
He looks like a...
Yeah, I want to buy a monorail.
Salesman. Yeah. I've got your miracle cream right here.
Quick, roll up and buy a monorail. I could get you a monorail for your whole city.
You know what you need, son? You need a bridge.
I can buy you one from London.
I'm not sure what that is. Ragged Street.
We have 10 minutes.
Are you on a time schedule, are you?
No. I'm just giving you time.
I can start moving through these a lot faster. Robot guy there. Birds.
What lovely haircut.
Another crowd right there.
Basin cut.
That's lovely basin. Someone put that basin on his head, snip round, done.
Mm-hmm.
Half-mast trousers.
Same here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a librarian.
That character would probably be non-binary today.
Good.
Whatever. What is
Nothing like a good granny robot.
No.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
She's got some hips.
Yeah.
Wellington's genius girlfriend, Alicia.
Alicia's gorgeous.
Yeah. Librarian, Android computer. It looks like that thing on Wallace and Gromit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With a Mobius figure stuck on top.
Robot.
The wrong trousers.
Yeah. Kilowatt.
Kilowatts.
It's Taurus. What a great. Look at that.
Look at that. Just in their car. That's just so casual.
That reminds me of that Rockwell drawing with all the people.
But just
the giant sequoia with a tunnel cut out of it. Yeah.
There's life.
Yeah, I mean that side with those kids looking out, and it's just so. It's almost like it's a photograph, but you know that it isn't.
Yeah.
Because of the characterization, it's just that impression of real life.
Yep. Too much shadow. We're getting towards the back of the book, and it's the fold on it is different.
Every page.
Here's your dojo.
Yeah, my dojo don't look like that.
Look how that girl is just bending at the hips and the bottom page.
Yeah, with her foot on the.
Yeah, but on the the next to it.
Oh, next to it where she's just standing.
She's just standing, just with the hip just off center. It's fantastic.
This guy looks like he sells condominiums in Florida.
Or he might be writing a brand new computer system.
Yeah.
He looks a bit Bill Gates-ish to me.
Yeah.
Great boats.
Hello there. Would you like a computer system that I stole from someone else?
Yeah. I made this up in my garage.
Oh, right. Okay. That's a good one.
Elvis.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Keep knocking the tripod. Sorry, folks.
Look at that.
It's a bad Elvis impersonation.
What?
Kaleidoscope and bad elephant. Yeah, Elvis impersonation. A great shot, though. Those guards. Mobius. Very Mobius there.
Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? With the long hats and... Yeah. Quite strange.
What that is, he's got it draped over off to the side of him.
That's some serious sideburns that Elvis has got down there.
Yeah, it is. Mutton chops.
They're full on.
Yep.
Take your eye out with one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, back to finer line work. I like those. Are those soldiers or something? They're great.
Yeah. It's almost got a Frankenstein Jr. look to it.
Oh, Vic's turned up late. Hello, Vic. You really need to go back and see the rest of this video when you got time, because the artwork in it is fabulous.
Michael says, sorry for my silence. I'm just in awe, as are all of us.
Yeah.
Hello, Vic. Glad you're here, even if we must be going. Oh, dear.
Bambi.
Yeah. Boom. Every turn.
Oh, that joke guy that's brilliant. That is brilliant. And the circus master just
real quick, incredibly simplistic. Looks like it was. He might have used a French curve on that. Either that, or he's really steady. No.
Hope you're feeling better soon, Vic. Vic says he was sick.
That's all by hand. This is all by hand here.
Yeah.
You can tell when you look at it close enough.
Get well soon, Vic.
You're all right, Vic. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Buddy. We're always archived over on the Indie Comics Network. In case you're missing an episode, we will be there.
You can speed it up and not listen to our inane banter. Just look at the artwork.
Or speed it up and so that we sound like chipmunks.
Yeah.
Simplistic here, silhouette. Just show distance.
That bottom, that graviton doesn't look like Toth's work, does it?
Where? Here?
Yeah.
It's very rough. I think that's
it's markers, isn't it? Again.
Yeah,
it's real quick. Yeah.
He's just done it really quickly.
Yeah. This is just lines and black blocks and lines. Here, the little ruler work right there.
Squitch.
Yep.
the view on that ride at the top. That's brilliant.
It's a futuristic carousel.
Yeah.
Still,
Well, yeah, before health and safety got involved, because you can't squirt anything at each other now.
No.
Yeah.
All designed to stop you having fun.
That's spaceport. Yeah, I think it is, mate.
Yeah,
I just don't want you to enjoy yourself.
Just amazing.
Can't do anything that you like.
Yeah, that's how that skull guy. He's yeah.
There's that dollar bill at the top.
I am Skull Man.
Minecraft, right there.
Yeah. Looks at that. His eyes are a bit like Rom, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very much like. It's a dollar bill, y'all.
Dollar bill.
You'd never guess from that costume.
He likes drawing half-mast trousers, doesn't he?
It's a bank teller that dresses up as a supervillain.
That's not often. Not often you see him doing the cliche baggy boots.
Yeah. Oh, the fold
Yeah,
boots.
the pirate boots. Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't do them that often. He tends to like.
This guy's got them too, though.
Yeah.
Only they're tighter.
Yeah, they're tight. He tends to like the boots, like on the right hand side there.
And he's got a polka dotted poncho.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's got to come in handy in the rain. Who is that? That looks like Super Bunch. Crime cop and flamethrower is the girl.
She's a bit like
like Phoenix.
Starfire, something between Starfire
Firestar. And Firestar is who you're thinking of. Yeah. From Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Since they didn't want to do a Human Torch because he's all on fire, they just did Firestar so that she could shoot fire out of her hands. Kids can't do that.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, fire! They're going to set themselves on fire to be like the Human Torch. No, kids won't do that. No.
It's a Super Bunch again. Horseman.
The Horseman.
Sledgehammer. Oh, that's Equinox. Equinox,
right.
Yeah. It's Captain Mercury.
I like the way he's got a shoehorn, but he has, a horseshoe, but he has human feet.
Yeah.
So why he would have a horseshoe on is beyond me, but there you go. Domino, it's that Domino man. He delivers your pizzas, that guy. Yeah.
The Domino.
Love that girl on the trike.
Yeah.
That's great.
It looks like a Vespa.
That's the kind of policing you have in Demolition Man.
Yeah, I was going to say it's very Mobius looking too.
That's a very yeah.
Nutrition girl.
Nutrition girl.
Eat
your greens, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How do we stop this international villain from succeeding? Eat your greens. That's the way we'll do it.
Let him eat cake. Yeah. Super cop.
I love that pigeon with legs. Look at that.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it? I'm trying to work it out. That's weird.
That's cracking. That is. I love that.
That's dodgy, isn't it?
Acts like a pigeon. Not a Atler. I think it looks. Yeah, here he is checking his time while sitting on a stool.
I wouldn't want to clear up in that room afterwards.
Look at that leg of that girl with that high heel shoe on there. Look at the leg.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Cracking. Crack-a-lacking.
Must be a boxing episode.
Yeah.
Nice little Depression era mall there.
Again, on the left where he's drawn the head through the hat so you can see where it fits. Isn't that great?
It's mall flirtatious, yeah.
That guy that's boxing bottom left on the right page. Yeah, that one. That middle face there.
Yeah.
Just how obviously how he's just knocked it out.
Yeah.
And it's got that realistic feel. It's like the faces that Buscema used to do as well.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like there was so much of it was just like a few lines or and especially his Conan face. You could always see a Buscema Conan. His face was the same all the time. It's incredible. And yet, really, when you look at what Buscema did, especially when he inked his own work, how simple it was.
Yeah.
Just it's that kind of feel, just like incredible economy of line and understanding of the volume and the nature of the way the head works.
Yeah, it's really what Toth was known for on this too. Just beautiful.
It's just that face, that king's face. It's great. Laurel and Hardy, the bottom.
Yeah,
Alex Toth there.
Look at the guy with the cloak over his left shoulder. The way that he's just left it open and that lovely black.
Yeah. See that Laurel and Hardy, the way Laurel's, Oliver Hardy, the way his fingers are.
Yeah.
There's a crowd around here watching championship tiddlywinks.
It's just great.
That's what that is. The great wolf here. Little hungry wolf. Junk heap. Old cowboy.
Right, it's gone 12. If you want to stop at 2 hours.
Well, we're not going to spend another episode on that.
No.
We can always come back to it later.
We can go through it pretty quick.
Good flick.
Futuristic city. I love that. It's awesome looking.
Again, so simple. Just geometric shapes.
Surgeon dog. With a mask.
Woof.
They've all got masks on.
It's pandemic. Even the dog needs a mask.
Still, folks.
Can only come out of its kennel twice a day for a walk.
TMS. Look at another crowd. Just phenomenal.
He's a bit Josh Brolin, isn't he? That guy with the monocle.
Yeah.
Trying to scare him. Yeah.
Another heavily set woman. Who looks quite scary. No, the one at the top.
Oh, her, yeah.
Scaring the living daylights out of me. I think she may have had a hit in the 80s.
It looks like that haircut looks like Morticia, doesn't it?
Sister.
Yeah.
That widow's peak.
Madam Clunk.
Madam Clunk. Yeah, the one bottom right is pretty scary and all. Yeah, so. Oh, look at that.
Bottom right. Oh.
Well,
sorry, folks. Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Her, you mean? I think she looks rather hot.
Bottom right. No, bottom right.
Oh, here? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. With whole dark eyes and everything. Oh,
look at that face.
Faces. Look at that.
No.
Do you know what I've noticed about his crowd scenes? That everybody in it is always looking at the same thing.
Yeah, very cleverly. Well, that bloke there isn't. He's looking at his girlfriend.
Well, he's in love. I'm talking about the rest.
But yeah, and that's a lot of people get that wrong. And in all fairness, it's not an easy thing to do. But
no,
he's just masterfully doing this.
And cows. Yeah.
Moo.
Okay. One last chapter. Toth-Paris.
Toth-Paris.
Why?
Because you like him.
Rendering of them done as only he could do them. Guess which ones I'm using from now on. Enough said. Well, he started out with a design because we like you. Unfortunately, the T-Man can be coaxed on occasion if something happens to pique his interest, as our example, the drawing at right. First design for an animated series my company is developing one of many ideas I'm pitching Network's Money Men. This is a shameless plug called Mystery Men, dealing with a desperate duo of black superheroes. I'd sent Alex this drawing for his critique, and he sent this back.
It's like he suddenly found his brush and ink.
Quick and simplistic.
Yeah, I like the M1. Yeah. Oh, look at them. You can look at this and just know that you knocked this out in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
On this page, conceptual models for the proposed Thunderbolt series. See page 157. On the opposite page, inked presentation boards for Three Musketeers.
Aha, on guard. Love it. Like it's that old bending the blade. Come on, come and get it.
And the big buckle on the belt thing.
Yeah. I love big buckles, mate.
Yeah, nothing wrong with big buckles.
Nothing
wrong with big buckles. Oh, look at that.
Look at that face under the guy with the turban. Just
Zark 5, wasn't that used in Battle of the Planets?
Zark.
Oh, Battle of the Planets, yeah.
Old G-Force.
I love G-Force.
But he wouldn't say that, would he? He'd say 5. Because he's saying, I'm Zark V.
Yeah.
People make a mistake when they do the word balloons. They put, I've walked 1,000 miles, and they put 1,0. You don't say that. You've got to put 1,000. You've got to put the word. You understand what I mean?
Presentation model sheets for Dynamut. Wonder Dog, right?
Oh, Dynamut. Didn't
Alex
that have
designed an R2-D2 style character, Zark 7, for American inserts for the Jap animation retread Battle of the Planets. Yeah.
Wasn't there
this is Dynamut here.
Wasn't Dynamut in with
Blue Falcon?
Condor Man. Oh, Blue Falcon, that's it. Yeah.
Blue Falcon, Dynamut.
Yeah.
Probably the last
they had a show together.
Last of the Toth superheroes.
Yeah, that was great fun. Oh,
super profile, super people.
It's Atom. I didn't realise Atom was so short. That's unfortunate.
He did that for the photograph. He did that for the picture. Here's some samples of his sequential work.
Beatles.
Big Daddy's word to the wise. Yeah. Here's what is that? Robin Raider.
Robin Raider and Ardo. That looks exceptionally camp.
Yeah.
Another proposed series. It looks like.
I don't know. There's just something about men in leotards.
No. she's got big hips as well.
She does.
Yeah, she's a motherly girl, isn't she?
That's from '96 here. More storyboard.
That Superman shot's great. Space Ghost.
Initial Space Ghost.
We love Space Ghost.
Johnny Quest.
I love the monkey.
Or Johnny Quest. Yeah. Blip. What are we going to call the monkey? Oh, it sounds scientific. Blip. Like a blip on a radar. More notes, end notes. Finally, a picture of Alex and Daryl together in a self-portrait of Alex here at the board.
Look at Batman.
About the artist, Alex Toth, the subject of the past 360 pages. Has been acclaimed by such diverse comic art talents as David Mazzucchelli, P. Craig Russell, Keith Giffen, Steranko, Byrne, Chaikin, Royer, Joe Quesada, Gil Kane, Bruce Timm, Ken Stacy, Will Eisner, S. Rudd, Mike Allard, and Richard Ory as one of the art form's seminal influences and masters of graphic design.
Yeah.
Look at that self-portrait there. You see, left-handed. All the best artists are left-handed.
Yep. Oh, fuck off. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you'll have to bleep that out. Sorry, YouTube. I didn't mean it. Just fell out.
Says Randy, can I put on the idea of a spirit episode next week? Next week's episode is gonna be pre-recorded, so yeah, I could pull out a couple of spirit archives and take a look at them. Absolutely. What do you think, guys?
Yes, but
Little Eisner wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Eisner's is fabulous.
The Morticia cut looks good. Yeah, Vic says those faces are really good looking. Absolutely.
Can I ask you a question?
Looks cool.
Can I ask you a question? You know Daryl there? I was talking to him a couple of years ago, and we were going to do a book, and he suddenly doesn't communicate anymore. Is he okay? Is he?
I'm not sure if he's still living or not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because it wasn't as if he just said, "I don't want to do it anymore." He just stopped. It just seemed very, very odd.
I am not sure.
I've got his notes and everything. I'll pursue that. I'll find out.
Given the circumstances the last couple of years, it's a 50-50 chance.
He must have been in his 70s, I suppose.
Yeah. Who knows?
Just a shame.
I couldn't tell you for positive.
If anybody knows what happened to him, Daryl O'Neill,
right into the show.
Yes.
You can get us at Randy Zimmerman, ZBQT.
Say what?
one Randy Place, ZBQT, and address it to the Alex Toth Show program. There you go.
Thank you, Michael, for watching and listening. This has been the Alex Toth in Design book, the last 3 episodes. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have going through it and looking at it. It's been a blast. By Daryl McNeil. You go up and take a look at those prices on eBay and understand the book was in limited edition. I was really shocked at some of the other Toth books prices as well. So it's not cheap. That ain't cheap, as they would say. And this is the way earlier precursor to the animated book that IDW did, and has a lot more information and Toth's personal notes as well. So Glenn had to drop out for a minute. You're back now. Yeah.
And the whole world disappeared.
Uh-oh. So I lost your net there for a second.
That's because it's just a matrix.
Yes.
It's not real. So whenever you turn the button off, we all just don't exist.
That's right. Yeah, it's frightening, isn't it? Frightening.
Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Usual places: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those kind of things. You can just Google my name and you'll see everything there. I'm saying that because I've got to go, but I'm just you can check me out on Comics Unlimited, which is coming out, which will be posted next week on Amazon, and you'll soon be able to get this through New Haven Publishing, and you'll be able to get this through New Haven Publishing soon in Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. So I'll keep you posted.
Sweet. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can get me at russleach.com. You can find out all my links there to the social medias. You can see me in the pages of Batman in UK and Europe. You can find my book, Only Death Can Save Us, on my site. You can also go to my site, and there is merch there now. You can pick up Only Death Can Save Us shirts and mugs and stuff like that, as well as a fantastic Chibi D t-shirt. You go check that out. So best thing to do is sign up to my email list so I can be informed about what's going on. We've got a great sword and sorcery project in progress right now, and another Doctor Who thing coming soon. And also over on my Instagram account, I'll post up a piece of art, whether that's new art or archived art, every day, and you can check that out. I'd quite like to grow that if possible. But you can get all those connections, all those networks, all those social media connections over at my website, russleach.com.
Sweet. Hang on just a second as I type in.
While you're watching Monkey Butts.
Oh no, Monkey Butts.
So little cheeky look over the shoulder. Oh, you missed it.
Oh, sorry. Do we need to go back here? There we are.
Just a little cheeky look over the shoulder while you're looking at his butt. There you go.
Yeah. Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find examples of my work over at aerocomics.store, where you can find Such books as, let's hope that's the stack. Yes. Such books as Herobot Zero. It's a book I do about a 3-foot-tall giant robot who defends his city from large monster menaces. It's a lot of fun. Calico Shard, which is a fantasy book that I do involving a talking cat, a elf who likes to collect things, an old wizened wizard, and a barbarian fairy, and a warrior centaur as they go about trying to put their world back together. It's Calico Shard. And Paragon, which is a superhero story I'm especially proud of that has artwork by J.R. Harris over at aerocomics.store. They're also part of the Aero Bundles. And I want to remind everybody right now over at fundmycomic.com, I have a campaign running right now for a great property called The Fool. Let's take a really quick look at that. Marv put that together.
Oh, it's nice.
Did a great job. And that'll be available eventually over at aerocomics.store, but don't wait. Go over to fundmycomics.com or fundmycomic.com. Look at The Fool. It's a great urban vigilante character who has a raggedy suit who fights crime using practical joke weapons. And anybody he ties up for the cops, he takes a section of their clothing as a trophy and uses it in his action uniform. It's a great self-contained book, nice solo story, introducing you to the main characters of the series, and hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more with that very shortly. So it's fundmycomic.com under The Fool. Easy name to remember. And go over there and enjoy. Other than that, folks, we'll be back on Sunday. We'll be looking at some cartoons and animation and having the same kind of fun we have here now. And we'll see who else can join us. Pedro said that he wanted to jump in. He's a great animator. We'll look at his product as we go out the door. So other than that, Levi, Marv, Michael, everybody else in the chat, thank you so much. Deeply appreciate you very much. Our numbers actually like triple or quadruple off of when we're not live. And I don't think that's a hint at all. It's just the fact that nobody wants to get up this early in the morning and interrupt their sleep schedule in order to enjoy
lunchtime now.
Lunchtime for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yum yum.
Blast doing it. Yeah, thanks, Marvy, very much. Yep, I am going to be working on the next product later today. I have a meeting with my co-creator from Tales from the Aniverse. We'll be talking about putting together an Aniverse Omnibus.
Oh, cool.
Looking forward to that. If you've never seen those characters, and most of you haven't, it's a entire universe of great characters that I and Susan Van Camp designed together for an entire universe. Mischievous was in the initial Revolt book, had a Mischievous story in there by Daphne Lage. That was a co-creation between Sue and myself. The character was, the book was, or the story was JD and Daphne. So appreciate that. Appreciate everybody out there. Any last words, anyone? Buy independent and alternative comics, especially ours. Said it before you did, Russ. As we go out the door, I thought I had a quote here. Want to remember the immortal words of one Groucho Marx, who said, "If you find it hard to laugh at yourself, I'd be happy to do it for you." Right, everybody, take care. See you Sunday, 9 a.m. Sunday Funnies. Going to look at some cartoons. We'll be back again next Friday at 5 a.m. to look at some Will Eisner material. I've got a lot to show. We might end up doing multiple episodes eventually, or just, I think I'll pick out a couple of quick stories Spirit episodes that we'll do and take a look at, that would probably be safer, because those volumes have like 6 months worth of material in each archive, and it's and they are mighty thick.
Yeah,
very handy. Great stuff. Might pull out the last volume in the series, which is incredibly hard to find. Has got all of his cover work that he did later for the Spirit magazine. A lot of painted material there, wraparound covers that are really incredible. Just phenomenal stuff done by a true master of the art form. So, till next time, folks. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Take care, everybody. And remember,
the cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
Be great.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.
You're still live? You're not seeing anything?
I can see both of you. You're still live.
That's not good. So I'm running the trailer right now for Pedro. And
I could see the trailer. I could see the trailer.
No, I didn't see that trailer.
I saw the trailer. Three of us then. That's weird. Why is that?
I saw the trailer. I could also hear Glenn.
I heard Glenn talking, yeah.
But I saw the trailer.
Wow, not good. Sorry,
there you
Pedro. Go. Well, let's try this.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
We'll have to see. You saw all of that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Probably find it was fine on YouTube.
I don't know. It's weird. All right, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Arrow Comics is proud to present to you the fast-paced vigilante justice as only... what is this guy dressed as? This is the Fool. This is the Fool from Arrow Comics with great artwork by Chris Tyson, colors by Patrick Gamma, written and created by Randy Zimmerman. This guy runs around the city using practical joke weapons to fight crime, and the cops just want to get him off the street before he hurts somebody. You need to read this book. Available in its own individual campaign or part of Arrow Bundle number 2. Arrow Bundle number 1 is also available with the Fool campaign over at fundmycomic.com. Check it out.
But you know,
Ooh.
but you know something? Sooner or later, I rub everybody the wrong way, and well, let me think about it.
God, aren't you even gonna kiss her goodbye?